We have an update for you right now on the murder of 4 University of Idaho students. A source has provided more information about why a roommate who allegedly saw the murderer didn't call 911 right away. The roommate, referred to as DM in the probable cause affidavit, told the source that she thought noises she heard were from people in the house partying late into the night. The house on King Road was known for having lots of people in and out at all hours. 4 people were stabbed to death inside of that home in November, where 2 roommates actually survived. Now, DM, one of those roommates, told police that she opened her bedroom door at one point and saw a man walking by her wearing all black and a mask. She told the source that she thought he must be a guest of one of the other roommates. He walked right past her and she locked herself in her room. Now, no one called 911 until lunchtime the next day. Police ended up arresting Bryan, a doctoral student at nearby Washington State University, more than a month after the murder, saying he was the man who committed the brutal stabbings. DM's memory now seems to be a bit different from what she told investigators, because in her latest recollection, she wasn't frightened by the random man in the hallway. But you know what? Memory can be a tricky thing. So we spoke with an expert about how memories can change over time.
Well, you don't need a PhD to know that as time passes, our memories begin to fade. They become weaker. But what's not so much a matter of common sense is that weakening memory that's fading with the passage of time becomes more and more vulnerable to potential contamination. And contamination can happen when you get suggestive information from other sources, if you're questioned in a biased or leading fashion, if you overhear other people talk about what happened, it can affect you. But we also can alter our own memories. That's called autosuggestion. We think about what might have happened, what probably happened, what could have happened, and sometimes those what could have's become what did.
And we've also learned that suspect Bryan was experiencing some workplace drama around the time of the murders. He was apparently fired from his position as a teaching assistant at WSU. News Nation got a copy of the alleged termination letter, and Koberger was a TA with the Department of Criminal Justice and Criminology. The letter states that Koberger had an altercation with a professor in September where he was put on an improvement plan, but evidently had another altercation with the same professor in December. Before Koberger went to Pennsylvania to stay with his parents for the Christmas holiday, he was informed about his termination. Experts told News Nation that problems of the job could have been triggering for him. So, Brian, a lot to talk about here. The roommate's explanation of seeing who she believed to be Koberger and why she didn't call 911 right away, how does that affect the case?
So 2 things, Jesse. Even from her first kind of explanation as what happened, when she said she opened the door and saw the person pass by, she doesn't say how far she opens that door. I think, and I suspect it was just a crack. I think the defense can hop on that. But the second part is this whole memory issue. If her memory seems to be contaminated with her own thoughts or suggestive questioning and going back and forth like this, don't forget her memory connects us to the bushy eyebrows, connects us to where he stepped supposedly for that footprint, and also connects to his size. These are big parts of the affidavit that led to the arrest and could be big parts of this case that identifies Koberger as the suspect. If they can shake up, they being the defense, her memory of the events, it could be detrimental for the prosecution's case.
Oh, I agree with you. But Terry, everyone's been looking for a motive about why he might have done this or allegedly done this. Problems at work, termination, could that be a factor?
Absolutely. Listen, the murders occurred November 13th, and he really had the first altercation in September. And he was supposed to be on an improvement plan, and he failed that improvement plan. And ultimately, November 2nd was when he got that plan, and that was right before the murder. So I definitely think he was wondering whether or not he was going to be fired, and he was worried about his job. He was worried about the fact he may not actually get his PhD, and this could have been a triggering factor to the murder. Now, obviously, he didn't get terminated till after the murders, but all of this must have been going through his mind, and I think it just escalated because he continued to have other altercations even after the murders.
Yeah, we have the how, we have the when, we have the where. It is the why that is that outstanding question.